I know you're racist.
Prove it. There's the accusation. Muslims, where's the proof?
Let me carry on.
If someone accuses you publicly, don't they have to provide the proof? Isn't that in your Sharia law? Running again! Running again! Running again! Running again! You see, they can't even make their mind up. He says I'm right wing, he says I'm liberal. That he will not stop until all the Jews and Christians are excluded from the Arabian Peninsula. And he's smiling, the Muslim in the background, nodding his head, smiling, you know. Yes, be proud of the ethnic cleansing of Muhammad. Does Allah own everything?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. All right, you're willing to have a conversation.
Does Allah own everything?
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Can a person inherit what they own?
We're rolling Bob Sealer. Let me get him plugged in.
This is 08. No, 079. Yeah, you're right. تمام الأجل من الأجل من حيدر ما شاء الله كيف الحال لاباس؟ أنا من وهران.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, inshallah.
I've listened to you so many times.
Alright, send me a message, inshallah.
Jesus loves you, brother.
I love Jesus, so what is next now?
Jesus loves you.
Bro, can I give you my email address?
Sure.
Based on our earlier conversation.
Can I ask something before you go?
No, I didn't. I didn't write it down.
Was Jesus
didn't
walking
write
the
it down.
streets in Palestine telling people that he loves them? Was he doing that?
He proved that to them.
No. I'm saying, was he going around?
He's a God who teaches us by example.
So why was he insulting the Jews?
Bro.
Why did he insult the Jews?
He didn't.
Bro, I'm going to have to go soon.
Correct him, please.
So, Shamsi, I got a question for you, actually.
No.
I got a question for you, Shamsi.
Apologize for insulting for it.
Sure, I've got a question for you. So, BTB, Soko, SOCO, @gmail.com.
Okay, I'm just doing it like this, but I'll take a picture of the screen. gmail.com. Okay? Thank you so much.
That's the one.
Okay.
Drop us a line. Emails are slow. Okay.
Send me a message,
Peace be with you. So, Shamsi, I got a question for you.
No, you don't have to speak to you, Bob.
Why not?
You know why? Because once his name was talking to you, what's his name? Muhammad Egyptian.
Yeah.
And you start, there's difference between having discussion, criticizing the Prophet from your point of view because you don't believe he's a prophet,
Yeah.
and insulting.
Now, what's an insult?
Insulting.
Give me an example.
He's a backward man from the cave, right, this and that. Bro, you from Britain.
If the evidence suggests that, Shamsi,
He's a backward man because of the cave.
if the evidence suggests that, then it's a fair comment.
Was Jesus from London City?
It's a fair comment.
Was Jesus from London City?
Why do I say he was a backward man?
Bro, your God was a backward
He
man.
owned slaves. He owned slaves.
Wait.
He traded in slaves.
Wait.
He allowed women to be raped.
Wait.
He had sex with a child. Is any of these statements false?
No. Wait.
Which one of those statements is false, Shamsi?
Firstly, if the European followed Prophet Muhammad's advice, you would have gone enslaved black people.
That's
Why I'm
not
saying
true.
that, let me finish. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, anyone that goes around and enslave people, enslave what? Free people, then Allah will be his opponents on the day of resurrection. So Islamically, you're not allowed to kidnap people and say that I'm slaves. That's why Ibn Hajar al-Haythami, who existed, let's say, nearly 700 years ago, he said that Ibn Hajar al-Haythami, quoting another scholar, he said there is no slavery anymore in our time. How long ago? 700 years ago. Servitude, I call it servitude, yeah? Because when you say slavery, people have an image about slavery, yeah? I call it servitude. He said, why? He said, because what's happening now is 700 years ago. 700 years ago. He said, what's happening now? People that have been taken as servants either been kidnapped or the Muslims fighting each other. And none of them is permissible to own because it's haram.
Allow me to reply.
So now, let me finish. The European, what they did, they came to black people in Africa.
No.
And they
Allow me to reply
them.
to that point. Allow me to reply to that point, Shamsi.
Allow me to finish.
Because I know what you do. You talk and then you walk off at the end.
I'm not going to walk off.
And that's what he's probably going to do this time.
I'm not going to walk off.
Okay.
The tactic of Bob, it doesn't let you finish. That's a tactic of Bob. Why? Because he knows.
Because I know what
that
you do, Shamsi.
Look, see, he's not going to let me
Shamsi,
finish.
you've made a point. Allow me to reply to that
finish.
point.
Bob, if you
You're
allow-
making a second point
Bob,
now.
Bob, no, if you don't allow me to finish.
Okay, so you're making 2 points.
I'm not
I'll
making
reply
second-
in as
look,
many
look,
points.
Bob,
Yes, it's a
Bob,
second point. You're going on to
Bob, take
European
care of yourself,
slavery.
because it's a joke.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you don't let me to finish.
Shamsi,
Bob, you have to let me
Shamsi,
to
I know what
finish.
you're going to do. You're going to
I'm
talk
not
and talk
making
and talk, and then you're
second
going to walk away.
Bob,
You'll probably
if
even
you-
do it now.
Bob.
Go on. So you're making 2 points.
I've been here
Go on.
15 years, yeah?
Wait, so now he's making a different point. Shamsi, let me reply to the point that you made.
No, brother.
Shamsi, let me reply
the
to the
people
point
see
that
the
you
love
made.
of Jesus.
No.
Love is manifested
Well, I mean,
through his
we
manners.
know that Shamsi's got his hype boys around.
But-
Look, Shamsi's been running for me for 4 years.
Oh,
Like, come on,
Bob,
mate.
I exposed you
Come on,
many times to be a
please.
liar, to
Please.
believe God's inside your eyes.
So
Come
can
on.
I now
I
reply
haven't
to your
finished.
point?
I haven't finished.
Okay, we'll let him go on, and then we'll see if he
finished.
actually listens to
I
the
haven't
reply.
finished. No, it's not 2 points so
He's
far.
going on to a
It's
second
the same
point.
point.
He's going on to second point.
Are you his commentator?
Yes, I am. Hurry up.
Okay.
Go on.
He's a teacher of Christianity. The Christians, they will not keep quiet when a person is speaking.
all right.
They will keep disturbing.
Let's-
And by the
cameras
way,
rolling.
this person is known to be always drinking alcohol before you come to Speaker's Corner. So imagine an alcoholic person recording for you. Anyway, so let me do my first point here. So my first point, which you interrupted me very rudely.
You finished that
Now-
point.
This man, you know, I could say that. People say Araf from this guy, you know. This guy who believed God was inside private party. Tell me how that was.
Shamsi,
Let
when
me
are
finish
you
my
going to
point.
finish your point?
If you don't
Hands,
interrupt,
bro.
I will finish. If you don't interrupt, are you ready?
Okay, shall we do it timed?
No, are you ready?
Okay, so I'm going to be quiet. Let's see if he allows me to reply.
Let us put you on test, yeah?
Yeah.
So what I was going to say about the slavery, the Europeans, when they came to enslave black people, they don't use the Quran. They use what? The Bible, okay? So what I was going to mention, he tried to say Prophet ﷺ is backward because of slavery and so on. I'm going to assure him that if Prophet Muhammad was backward because of slavery, your God must be worse than, because Prophet Muhammad is a man. For the sake of argument, I don't accept it for the sake of argument. No, this is nonsense. Prophet ﷺ is the best man for mankind, yeah? Your God who said what? If your slave doesn't listen to you, you put a hole in his ear. That's his God. So are you going to call him backward?
Okay, can I reply now?
Yeah, are you going to call your
Okay.
God backward?
Now let's see if Shamsi doesn't interrupt.
Let's see, Bob.
So the reason why I criticise Muhammad for being backward is because of a number of different things, of which slavery is one example. But let me list the reasons why. But it's important to frame this conversation properly. Because
Can you come this
if
side?
oh, it's interrupting.
I said, can you
Look
come
at
this
that.
side?
No.
okay,
We're
it's okay.
we're
side,
fine.
brother.
We're fine. Why, Shamsi? Why are you interrupting? Why are you interrupting?
So now if I said to him- if I said to him,
oh no! Look at that! He's interrupting. It's amazing how he loses the high ground, and I knew that he
I'm just
would.
gonna say-
I knew that he would. Are you still
Any
interrupting?
human being
Oh look, there he's
is-
interrupting again.
Interrupting.
Oh Shamsi, there we go. There we go.
I know the
There we
psychology.
go.
I know
It's
that-
all right. You've got hype men. They'll interrupt for you. They
Let
always
the man
do.
speak who believe God is
Oh, he's still interrupting. Are you
speaking to
done?
him, I'm
Are you
speaking to you.
done? Are
I'm
you
not
done?
interrupting you, I'm speaking to
He
you.
goes on about
gonna
manners.
control my mouth?
And look about his
Hold a
manners.
minute. So I'm not allowed
Look
to
about
say
his
one
manners.
else.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why I wasn't embarrassed to interrupt Shamsi, because
Yes, that's
Shamsi
it.
is now
Hypocrisy.
demonstrating
The Western world,
the exact
he's
kind of
a real
manners
example
that he's
of
criticised.
white
Look what he's doing.
Christian supremacists who
Did
know
I
for
not
hypocrisy.
say Shamsi would do this?
Oh, you said
Did
I'm
not
gonna run, I'm gonna
Shamsi
run.
protest
Protest.
that I should listen
I
to
believe it's
him?
haram protesting,
And now
by the way.
he's not listening to the counterpoint. So Shamsi has given up the high ground on interruptions. So now that we've done that, if he interrupts me again, I will feel at liberty to interrupt Shamsi as I please.
That's fair, Bob.
So let us frame the argument correctly. The reason why Muhammad is subject to criticism is because of the lofty position that he holds within the Islamic community. Every Muslim to a T will say that Muhammad is the best example.
Indeed.
He is the best man.
Indeed.
There you go, interrupting once more.
not
So
interrupting.
there you go, interrupting.
can't
So now
speak.
I'm going to be at liberty to interrupt Shamsi
Yes,
and watch him
I'm not
complain
interrupting, indeed.
when I do. So, the fact of the matter is,
No,
if you're saying that Muhammad is the best example, then you're saying that Muhammad is the best example when he traded in slaves, that he is the best example when he owned slaves, that he is the best example when he married a 6-year-old child, as if a child could ever consent, and then had sex with a 9-year-old child, as if a 9-year-old child could be ready to have sex. You're saying that Muhammad is the best example when he allowed his followers to rape their female captives, even though they were married still. You're saying that he is the best example when he robbed pagan caravans, that he waged war, that he said that he will not stop until all the Jews and Christians are excluded from the Arabian Peninsula. And he's smiling, the Muslim in the background, nodding his head, smiling, you know. Yeah, be proud. Be proud. There you go, notice the interrupting. Be proud of the ethnic cleansing of Muhammad. Now, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen. Notice the interruptions. Notice the interruptions. Notice the interruptions. And watch, ladies and gentlemen, when I interrupt them, they'll all be complaining about it. But they're not complaining when Shamsi's doing it. No. Listen. So that's the argument framed correctly. Now, if it is a case that Muhammad did not do these things, I offered a time. You said no. No, you offered time. You said no.
So when are you going to stop?
So no. Notice the interruption. I'll stop when I finish my point. Do you remember, Shamsi, when you said that?
No.
I'll stop when I. No. You mentioned 2 points. You mentioned 2 points. Notice the hype men. Notice the hype men. Notice the hype men. Notice the hype men. Right. Let me finish. Shamsi says to let me finish. So please, hype men, shut up. Right. Furthermore, so if Muhammad has done all these things and here's the best example, then that means that it is an example for you to do. And I think that it is fair to call slave traders backwards. It is fair to call paedophiles backwards. It is fair to call people who perform ethnic cleansing backwards. Muslims complain when ethnic cleansing is done to them in Burma, but they're saying Allahu Akbar when Muhammad sought to ethnically cleanse the Arabian Peninsula. And this is the hypocrisy that your moral example leads you into. Now, let me address your second point.
What is it? No, doesn't work like that.
No. It does.
No.
It's going to take me 2 minutes. It's going to take me 2 minutes.
Doesn't work like that, bro.
No.
You mentioned many points, bro.
No.
You mentioned about slavery. No. You mentioned about slavery.
I replied to 1 point. Now notice they're complaining. Notice they're complaining. Let me finish.
Because on the camera, they say who's going to run.
So he said, well, you said that God of the Christians is worse. But Muslims consistently fail to appreciate. Muslims fail to appreciate the fact that the covenant is what Christians believe in. Covenant old and new. And we sit in a new covenant, a new paradigm. So we don't go out onto the street saying Moses, follow Moses. We say follow Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ did not do the things Muhammad did. Jesus Christ is a better example to you than Muhammad. If the shoe fits, Muhammad should wear it. And there are titles that we give to people who trade in slaves, rape, commit genocide, and then have sex with children. Finished. Now you can reply.
Oh, you know what?
But I'm going to interrupt you freely.
I'm not going to finish today. You know what? You're going to be over. Because you mentioned many points, my brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, many times I have debated with the Bob.
That's a lie.
Bob believes.
A handful of times.
Bob believes God is inside his eye, firstly.
That's also a lie. I don't believe that.
Okay, I'm going to carry on speaking. You're going to check our channel, Shamsi with Bob, and do as da'wah.
And I do not say what Shamsi says that I do.
Let me deal every point. Let me deal with every point here. He said we're going to call every person that involved in slavery backward.
I didn't say that.
I'm going to finish because you misquote me as well. You talk about slavery, yes? Now, there's two types. There's slavery and servitude. What is the difference between the two? In Islam, believe every human being is free.
Except your slaves that your right hands possess.
And no one should be servant. You know, two wrong doesn't make one right. Do you agree with that?
Carry on, you're talking.
No, I'm asking you, do you agree with that?
I'm not answering, carry on talking.
Man of honor, his sketch as because why? If for the sake of argument, if I was doing wrong, that shouldn't be justified to do wrong. Because if someone is raping your wife, you're not going to go rape his wife, are you?
Like
For the sake of
Muhammad
argument.
had his followers
Prophet never
rape
raped.
the wives
You're not gonna let me
of the
finish.
people
Prophet-
that they defeated
The Prophet
in
Sando
war.
is better than you, more respectful than you. Now let me carry on. Now he mentioned some points. So servitude, as I've mentioned, my brothers and sisters, to break down and expose the hypocrisy of the white supremacist Christian, Bob.
Race
you're gonna
card
see that.
has nothing to
I'm not
do
gonna-
with this
Let me
debate.
finish now.
Race
okay?
has nothing
Allow me
to do with
finish.
this
I'm gonna say,
debate.
You are a white supremacist Christian. Okay, I know that very well.
Prove it.
And now
That's an
I'm going to
accusation.
elaborate. Let me finish.
My black
Let me
brother,
finish.
peace be with you.
Yeah, pretend.
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
And my Latino brother.
Yeah.
Right behind the camera.
That's what your ancestors did. It's
Yeah.
He's
Racist,
not finished.
racist white
No,
supremacist
he's speaking.
who loves his black and Latino
It's
brothers
more
and sisters in
racist.
Christ.
It's more racist for you to say I'm racist. That's more racist for you to say I'm racist.
I've not said you're racist.
Anyway,
I
say,
know that you're not a
I'm
racist. I'm not throwing
Okay,
out
thank you,
false
but I know you're
accusations.
racist.
Prove it. There's the accusation. Muslims, where's the proof?
Let me carry on.
If someone accuses you
Elaborate.
publicly, don't they have to
slavery
provide the
and
proof?
servitude-
Isn't that in your Sharia
I was
law?
not cutting you like that.
Isn't
I
that
was
your
not cutting
Sharia
you like
law?
that. I was not cutting you like that, Bob. No, wait. Bob, I never cut you like that, you know.
He
Except you're
interrupted
scared.
me all the
No, it wasn't
time,
like that.
and I
was
said I would
speaking
be
to a
free
brother.
to interrupt
No,
him. And then what did I say?
That's a sign of
I
you
said
scared.
he would complain.
That's a sign of you scared.
There you go.
No. Firstly, I was speaking to a brother.
Cameras don't
That's not
lie.
No.
He was talking to me the same way you're talking to him, to your cheerleader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Same way you two are
hypocrisy.
I was talking to the
Anyway,
camera.
what's your point?
I was talking to the camera.
I have to clarify those points, yeah? So servitude has been mentioned by the scholars. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Quran, Adam was created as a free man. Servitude in Islam came after, and it never came by with the Muslims. It exists after.
That's true.
Now, when is allowed servitude? When? Not because you're from a tribe, therefore you allow it to enslave any tribe, as the all-loving Jesus have mentioned to the Israelites to enslave people. Yes? Secondly, when is allowed in Islam? In a time of war. That's why Prophet Muhammad
So he
alayhi
admits
salatu-
Muhammad
the Prophet
practiced
Muhammad-
slavery.
the Prophet
I wasn't
Muhammad-
lying.
The Prophet Muhammad
So
alayhi
I wasn't lying.
The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu said, anyone that goes around and it takes 3 people as a slave, his prayer will not accept 40 days. If the European followed the teaching of Prophet, they would have gone to enslave the black people in Africa.
Except
the
that
Prophet
for
Muhammad alayhi
1400
salam-
years,
the Prophet
Muslims
Muhammad
took
alayhi salam
Christians
said,
as
there's
slaves.
no discussion, brother.
And that for
That's why he's
1400
scared.
years,
That's why he's scared.
Muslim
I'm gonna
Arabs
refute every point.
enslaved Africans.
I'm going to refute every point.
This is the history
He's scared.
Shamsi doesn't
Wallah,
want to
that is a
talk
sign.
about.
That is a sign he's scared.
The African
Wallah, as a
slave
sign he's
trade
scared. Okay.
committed by Muslims for 1400 years
Okay, can I speak now?
dwarfs
Can I-
European slave trade.
Do you know why? Wallahi,
Did I not say they'd all complain?
No, Bob. I was look, Bob.
You were rude to me, you interrupted me, now I said I would be at liberty to interrupt you as
Bob,
and when I want.
No, Bob. I
So
was speaking to
apologise,
brother.
apologise.
Okay. I apologize for what?
For interrupting me.
But you interrupted me. Apologize.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm not sorry.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry, I'm sorry.
There you go.
No, I'm sorry, I'm
And that's
joking.
it.
I'm
And
joking.
that's it.
I'm sorry.
He thinks
No,
that
that's it, that's it.
humiliating someone
I'm sorry.
is. No, I don't
I'm
believe
joking,
you.
I'm
I don't.
joking. Well, I was
I
joking
don't
with you.
believe you.
I was joking,
I
sir.
don't believe you, Shamsi.
So can I speak now?
I don't
This is my
believe you.
time.
No, I'm
Okay.
going to interrupt you at liberty.
That sounds scared. You're scared because I'm
No,
going to
no,
expose
no.
you today.
I'm going to interrupt you at liberty. And
Why?
then,
Because you're scared. I'm going to expose you.
are you denying that there was an Islamic slave trade in Africa?
Can I speak now?
Are you denying it?
No, let me speak. You're not going to tell me like this. I'm not. Because when you're speaking, I ask you a question, you answer my question. Now let me. So
Go and look it up yourselves,
He's
people.
not going to let me finish. In a time of war, you know,
I know, it's shocking, isn't
Brother,
it?
brother.
But it's okay when Shamsi does it. You weren't complaining when Shamsi was doing
that
it.
is a sign he's scared.
Really? Why am I here, Shamsi?
No, what he's doing, he's not going to walk away, but he's going to stand here and
Yep.
interrupt me every time I'm speaking. Why? He doesn't want his viewers
I'm
to
not
hear
interrupting
my
you.
refutation
You
against him.
could keep
You
talking.
understand? He
Keep
doesn't want to hear
talking.
that.
I'm
So
just
allow me
passing
speak.
on commentary.
No, that's not commentary. I was not
These are
doing that.
commentary
Bob,
footnotes.
I was not doing that.
Commentary footnotes.
Bob, I was not doing that to you.
You were interrupting
No,
me.
Bob, I was not like that.
Carry
I
on
was
with your
speaking-
presentation.
Bob, I was speaking to a
It's
brother.
hilarious to listen how many lies Shamsi can spit out
You like
in a
against me many
single
times.
talk.
Okay, let me speak. No. Anyway, so now we will talk about servitude in the time of war. Not like Christian
Slavery.
teaching. The time there's no slavery, the European did to the black people. May Allah bless and may Allah forgive and unto those people who died by the hands of the white racists.
And the jihadis.
And no, listen carefully now. And now, so he mentioned in the time of war. In the time of war, the Muslim leader has 4 options. Not the Asr of Islam, that's why the pillar of Islam is not slavery or servitude. What is the 4 options? In the time of war, the war prisoners, either you take them as prisoners, and we take them as war prisoners, you exchange them with the other prisoners. Prophet did that. That's why Prophet's main concern is not to keep them as a servant. Yeah.
Yep.
The second option, You ask for money. You say, okay, you want to, the people, your people, give me this amount of money and I let them go free.
Yeah.
These two so far demolish his lie against Prophet Muhammad.
Doesn't.
His main concern is slavery.
Because
or servitude.
Muhammad still
The
traded in slaves.
The third option, Prophet did it. You let all people to go free. To show the mercy, sometimes it's wisdom, to show the mercy of Islam, and from the wisdom to show the strength and the power of Islam. So you keep them as a servant.
I agree.
When you keep them as a servant, you treat them the way you treat yourself.
That's what
you
Muhammad
take
did.
care of them.
Yep.
And you're not allowed, Prophet Muhammad said you're not allowed to call them slave.
I agree.
When a man, so why are you saying slave? When a person said don't do it.
But
Lie against Prophet
are you
Muhammad.
lying?
You're
Why are you
against
lying,
Prophet.
Shamsi?
Now, let
Say
me
to the
finish.
camera,
Allow
did
me to
Muhammad
finish.
trade in
Allow me to
slaves?
finish now.
Did he own
Allow me
slaves?
to finish. Allow me to finish now. So now,
Okay, he's finishing.
the out of one, I haven't finished yet. There's many points you mentioned.
Many
Prophet
points.
Prophet mentioned Aisha.
Yeah.
Prophet that he tried to genocide.
Yeah.
So I have a long time to go.
Okay.
And I'm standing here. Don't interrupt me.
Just answer this.
Don't interrupt
Did
me.
Muhammad trade
Don't
in
interrupt
slaves?
me. Now, when you
Did
keep
he own
them-
slaves?
Now, when you keep please let me just let me deal with him. Barakallahu fikum. May Allah bless you. Let the Christians who are watching to know where he's very rude and he's scared for me to ask the questions.
But it's all right when
Okay.
Shamsi does it.
And now,
It's all right when Shamsi
and now,
does it.
and now, look, another Christian.
It is a good
interrupted.
question.
Another Christian.
And
interrupted.
it's a question
Now-
that every African should be
They're
asking.
scared, wallahi.
Go and
People
look
say I'm
up the
scared of this guy.
Islamic slave
That's why I
trade
don't speak
in
to him, because I know
Africa.
it's very rude. So now,
been lied to by
in the
Shamsi.
time of war, now Prophet Muhammad salam.
Yes.
Why you need to as now you think you know what? To show the power of Islam, for no one try to attack the Muslims, I'm going to keep them as servants. However, when you keep them as servants,
Slaves.
you should not cut off you should not, like the God of Jesus said, put a hole in his ear. No. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu a man came to him. He said, "Oh Messenger of Allah, my chief has tried to cut off my private part." Prophet said, "Go after him, bring him." The man who hated ran away because he know Prophet will punish him for that. Prophet Muhammad said, "If you hate your servant, there's nothing except you have to let him go free."
So now
You
we've
see- no,
established
let me
Muhammad
finish.
did
Let me
have
finish.
slaves.
Let me to
So I
finish.
wasn't wrong.
Allow me to finish.
Muhammad had
Allow me to
slaves. He
finish.
admits it.
Allow me to
So I'm
finish.
not lying.
Allow me to finish.
So that's one for me.
Allow me to finish.
Go on to your
Allow
next
me
point.
to finish. And now, as I've mentioned, you're not allowed to do that, but in a war, yes, we say that.
Yes.
However, and let me tell you, G in the Bible, because if you believe God all the time is good, so when God said have slaves, because they're not Israelites, was that good or evil?
There's
Now
no
we got-
new covenant command to have
I ask you
slaves.
that. Bob, answer my question right now. When God said in the Bible, have a slave, was that good commandment or evil commandment?
Okay, so now let me
No,
talk.
answer my question. No, good
Oh, no,
commandment, evil commandment.
no, so-
I'm gonna interrupt.
so-
Because it's my time. I'm giving you my time.
No.
No.
You-
Don't answer
how
it.
long has
Don't
he been
answer it. Don't
talking?
answer it. No. You mentioned many points.
3 or 4 minutes.
Many points, because many points, yeah.
Really?
It's my time.
3 or
yeah.
4 minutes?
Oh, I see. Thank you very much. The
Fair
first
enough.
time alcoholic man is just. Yes.
No, I
4
think it's a bit more than 3 or 4 minutes.
No,
We'll have to
You
see in the playback.
No, wait,
Yeah.
wait, ikhwa. Everyone's seen how many points this person mentioned. And now he doesn't want to let me finish. He mentioned about servitude and
No, I'm
Islam.
letting you finish.
He doesn't let me.
But I knew you'd go on forever.
Because you mentioned many points. It's logical for me to go forever because you
There
mentioned
you go.
many
He's
points.
just admitted he intends to just keep talking.
No, because you mentioned many points. Bob, you mentioned our Prophet was marriage to Aisha.
That was
You
part
mentioned-
of a thesis.
No, that's not
That
about
was
servitude.
one thesis with examples.
Akhi, let me speak. Let me, brother, if you cannot handle it, walk away, akhi. Let me speak. Now let me speak, please. Barakallahu fik. Because we want to see the Christians who is a real person here, who ran away and who is scared for people to speak. So that's so what I'm saying simply, my question to is an open question, you'll have to answer it. When God, or Christian, when God said to Moses, Abraham, to many prophets and messengers, when he told them have slaves, was that a good commandment or evil commandment? If you say it was a good commandment, therefore
we've got it.
having a slave sometimes can,
he's not
can
gonna let me
be
talk.
good commandment. If you say that's an evil commandment, therefore your God command with evil things. Secondly,
Old
he told-
covenant, new
regardless,
covenant.
all the wrong.
No, it is
Regardless-
relevant.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is relevant.
It's not. It's
Because
not.
you
It's
say
not.
Muhammad is the
It's not.
example for
It's
now.
not. It's not.
Muhammad's the example for now, and his teaching is for now.
Anyway,
That's why it's relevant.
Yes, that's why.
So your argument is debunked.
That's true.
Because the
No,
Old
it's not.
Testament is
No,
not relevant
no,
for now.
it's not.
It's the New Testament that is.
He's hurting him. You
No,
know,
we've heard these kind of
Bob is
arguments
hurting.
all the
Bob
time
is
from
hurting.
Shamsi.
No,
So we've
no,
dealt with
no, no,
slavery,
no,
and you've admitted
no,
that
no,
Muhammad
no,
was
no,
a slave
no,
trader,
let me finish.
and he
Let
did
me
own
finish.
slaves,
Let me finish.
and he is the example
Let me
for
finish.
today.
Let me finish.
move on to one of the other points.
Yeah, okay.
Like, for instance,
finish.
Muhammad saying to ethnically cleanse the Arabian Peninsula of the Jews and Christians.
Wallah, he's scared.
He says bad manners.
He's scared.
Remember,
Wallah, he's scared.
he interrupted me when I was speaking, and he complains.
I know he's
all on camera.
They're white supremacist racists. So what I'm going to do?
He throws out the race card. He throws out the race card. Can he prove that I'm a racist? I'm working with a Latino. There you go. I told you he'd run away. I told you he would run away. No, I'm going to interrupt you just like you interrupted me. There you go. I told you he would walk away. I told you he would walk away. Bye, Shamsi.
Would you be happy someone to be a referee? No. Would you be happy to choose someone?
Shall we do it time?
No. Before time.
Shall we do it time?
Before time. No.
Shall we do it time?
Yeah, 10 minutes. I'll do.
Shall we? No. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
No.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Let me finish.
No, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
You mentioned many points against my prophet.
5
You
minutes.
lie against my prophet. You have to let me finish. Sorry.
5 minutes.
You have to let me finish. And that's why you're
a time
Not before that.
Who's running away?
When I finish, I'll give you 5 minutes.
Shamsi's running away.
Bob.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
When I finish my points, we go to 5 minutes.
You can keep talking, but because you interrupted me earlier, I said that I would continue to interrupt you. And then I said you'd complain about
it. If you
it.
walk away, you're scared. How does that work? If you keep
Shamsi, you said I would run away. I'm still here. You're the one who's trying to walk away.
No, I said you keep interrupting me, so I have to walk
But
away.
you didn't mind interrupting me.
I accept to do what you're doing.
You so now it's like a woman who says, you know, are you calling me fat? It's kind of like it's a characterization. It's a characterization. Listen, they all jump on it. There you go, he's running away. Bye, Shamsi. Bye, Shamsi. Bye, Shamsi. Bye, Shamsi. So there you go. There you go. Bye, Shamsi. Bye, Shamsi. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we've seen is once again, we see the fact that Shamsi lives by double standards. He demands that you listen to him, but then complains if you interrupt him. Shamsi made the argument that I insulted Muhammad by describing his behavior appropriately. If a man has sex with a 9-year-old child, they are appropriately called a paedophile. Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old. If a man owns and trades in black slaves, he is accurately called a slave trader. These are not insults, these are facts. And Shamsi admitted that Muhammad had slaves. When Shamsi was confronted by the fact that Muhammad said he wanted to cleanse the Arabian Peninsula of its Christians and Jews, so none would remain but the Muslims, Shamsi's response was,
Be proud.
Be proud.
Be proud.
Be proud. There you go. Notice the interrupting.
Yes,
be proud of the ethnic cleansing of Muhammad. But he complains if the Burmese do to the Muslims what Muhammad did to others. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this is important is because Muslims uphold Muhammad as the best example today and say that we should be following his teachings right now. Which means that if we were to follow Islamic teaching, we would have slavery today. Just like they are still holding and trading in slaves in the Islamic world right now. Shamsi lied when he said that if we followed Islamic teaching, that we would be rid of slavery. The fact of the matter is that from the foundation of Islam until the present day, Muslims continue to trade in slaves. If I want to buy a black African child as a slave, the only place that I can do it is in the Islamic Republic of Sudan. And you can buy little black children for less than you can buy a Big Mac meal. And that is why it is appropriate to criticize Muhammad as an example to us today. Now Shamsi, in reply, said, what about the slavery in the Old Testament? But Muslims who make this argument don't understand how Christianity works. Christianity works based on a covenant system. When Christians go into the street, we don't evangelize in the name of Moses. We don't say people should be following the Mosaic law. We say that people should follow the example of Jesus Christ, who never owned a slave when slavery was normal, and his apostles did not own slaves, even when slavery was normal. And furthermore, when one of the apostles, dealing with a slave, sent the slave back to his master, he sent it with a letter that said, receive him back, not as a slave, but as a brother. Jesus Christ said, I have come to set the captives free. Who were the captives that are being described there? Those are the captives of the Old Testament. Those are slaves. So I am right to say that Jesus Christ is a better example than Muhammad, and I am right to say that the example that we follow right now is important. It is not insulting Muhammad to call him by his proper names: rapist, slave trader, pedophile, ethnic cleanser, commander of armies that murdered on a mass scale. Adulterer also. The only prophet that's ever recorded as having lusted after his own adopted son's wife while she was married. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not insults to Muhammad. These are facts about Muhammad. And if Muslims don't like those facts, then perhaps they should find themselves better examples. And that would be Jesus Christ. That is why for 2,000 years Christians fought against the slave trade. We fought against the Islamic slave trade from the 7th century. In the 10th century and 11th century, religious orders were going into the Islamic world to buy slaves back. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, the choice that you make for your moral example affects how you live. In the same way that your choice of politician or your choice of fitness instructor affects how you live. And so, if your moral example was a man who married a 6-year-old child and had sex with her at 9 and traded in black slaves and allowed his followers to rape women they had captured in war and raped a woman himself and lusted after an adopted son's wife, then that is a bad example to follow. But a better example would be Jesus Christ. Look to Jesus in the Gospels and allow him to educate your soul. Any questions?
Any questions? Any questions?
Any questions going once? Any questions going twice? Any questions going 3 times?
Question. No, seriously.
Go on.
Just from the brief part I heard, I can't believe you're calling Shamsi a liar, quite frankly. I mean, I trusted every single word he'd said up until that point. But, I just wanted you to extrapolate a little further, because obviously we do have food requirements going on. Can you expand on the nonsense of even attempting to argue that Muhammad is in any way sinless, when even the counterfeit Christ in the Quran is actually sinless?
Okay.
Even the truth will out within lies.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Question, Bob Sealer.
Actually, a Christian who's worth a statement.
as Christians, we believe that Jesus Christ was sinless. He is the example that we are calling you to follow. Not some corrupt politician, not some celebrity, not your favorite pop idol, but we're calling you to follow the example of Jesus Christ, the one who our civilization was built upon, the Armenian civilization was built upon, the Ethiopian civilization was built upon, and until Islamic aggression conquered it, the whole of North Africa and the Middle East was built upon.
And look at the state of
Muhammad is someone, if we were to compare Muhammad and Jesus to fitness instructors, and who we were going to employ as a fitness instructor, Jesus Christ would look like an Olympian athlete, and Muhammad would look like a fat slob. The reality is, if you follow Muhammad's example, you will end up celebrating, as Shamsi did on camera, ethnic cleansing. Shamsi did that on camera. He said, Allahu Akbar, when I quoted to him the hadith where Muhammad said, I won't rest until I expel every Jew and Christian from Arabia and none but the Muslims remain. And Shamsi's response was,
Be proud.
Yes,
Be proud.
be proud.
Be proud.
Be
Allah
proud.
Akbar.
There you go. Notice the interrupting.
Yes,
be proud
Be
of
proud.
the ethnic cleansing
I'm gonna expose
of
him
Muhammad.
today.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the media tell you that all religions teach the same and that we should treat all religions as if they are the same. But the reality is that is not true. A Christian world looks very different from an Islamic world, and if you don't believe me, compare Europe to Saudi Arabia and ask yourself, where would you rather live?
That's a good question.
It really matters, and you should not be ashamed of pushing back against Islam and upholding with pride and certainty and commitment your conviction that Christ is the truth and that we want to live in a Christian world.
Amen.
Any other questions?
Amen.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I invite you to pick up a Bible and read it, read the Gospels, and see what a difference the example of Jesus Christ can make to your life.
Thank you, Bob Sealer.
Come and stand here, Shamsi. I'll debate you any minute. Come and stand right here, Shamsi. I'll debate you right now. Come here. Come here. Okay, I'll debate you right now. God bless you. God bless you. I'll debate you right now. 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 God bless you. I'll debate you right now. I'll debate you right now, Shamsi. I'll debate you right now, Shamsi. I'll debate you right now. Shamsi, don't run away. Sure. Shamsi.
I've exposed
Shamsi.
you who scared speak to me, you kept interrupting me, and you did it on purpose for not letting me
Shamsi,
speak to expose you.
Shamsi, you interrupted Shamsi.
No.
You interrupted
You were
Shamsi.
shouting,
Are you denying it now?
us,
Are you
no?
denying
No,
your
no.
earlier behaviour?
The brother was with me. Who is the brother? Who is the Algerian brother?
Grab my coat.
He was with me. I just said, indeed, he's interrupted.
Hold on to it, please. Hold on to it.
You were scared of me.
Shamsi,
To make it up.
Shamsi,
I'm not gonna allow you
you're
to
running
make it
away.
up. People are
Shamsi,
gonna
you're
watch.
running away.
People watch the whole full
Shamsi,
video.
answer
How
me this
Bob was
question.
scared.
Shamsi, does Allah own everything, Shamsi? Shamsi, why are you running? Why are you running, Shamsi? As always, Shamsi runs away. Shamsi,
Slavery in the New Testament.
Shamsi,
Paul said,
Shamsi,
be obedient
does
to your
Allah
slave.
own everything?
That's not what
No.
Paul said,
Shamsi,
be obedient
answer
to
my
your slave.
question.
Be obedient to
Shamsi,
your
answer
slave.
my question.
Paul, was he wrong?
Does Allah own everything?
Wait.
No.
Slavery.
No.
Wrong.
You walked away from that debate. You walked away from it. That's all right. Put it on film.
Your conclusion and go
So,
home.
Wait, watch this one. Paul said, be
Shamsi,
obedient to
does
you.
Allah
Slave
own
master.
everything?
He's slave master.
Shamsi, does Allah own everything?
He's scared.
Shamsi, does Allah own everything? Answer my question, Shamsi. God bless you, Shamsi. Look after yourself, Shamsi. Bye, Shamsi. Running again. Running again. Running again. Running again. Running again. You see, they can't even make their mind up. He says I'm right wing. He says I'm liberal. They can't even make their mind up. Shamsi is a bag of wind. He shouts and he blusters, but when challenged to debate, as you can see, he runs away. He dare not answer the question. My simple question to Shamsi is, does Allah own everything? Why are Muslims frightened to that? Answer the question. Does Allah own everything? Does Allah own everything? Okay, we can have a shouting match. Let's try and have a conversation. Let's try and have a conversation. Yes.
This man a liar. You are a liar.
Does Allah own
I don't
everything?
believe what you speak. You are a liar.
I'm asking you about Islam.
You will know the truth, man. You will know the
Does
truth.
Islam?
You will know the
Does
truth.
Allah own
You will
everything?
know the truth.
No. I believe Allah. I believe Jesus.
No, that's
Jesus
not my
is
question.
messenger. I
That's
believe
not my
Allah.
question.
Answer though. You're
That's
getting an
not my
answer.
question.
It's not the
That's
answer.
not
But
my
here's what you're
question.
getting, right?
My
That's not my question. Look at their rude behaviour. Look at their rude behaviour. Look at their rude behaviour. I'll ask you again.
I believe him.
Does Allah own
I don't
everything?
believe him. I am not Muslim.
Okay, yes. All right. You're willing to have a
Does
conversation.
Allah own everything?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Of course.
Can a person inherit what they own?
What?
Can a person inherit what they already own?
Wait. I'm so sorry about my English.
Shamsi, help him! Answer the question!
Anyone speak up?
Answer the question!
Here's how you answer
Answer the question! No, you had your chance. Answer the question. Stop touching.
Crusaders inherited the Christians' land
Answer the question.
that they killed and
You
murdered.
said Allah owns everything. Can a person inherit everything they own?
That's your answer. That's his answer.
No,
yeah?
I'm asking you.
Killed Christians.
You see, they're
and inherited
frightened to
their
answer the
land.
question.
Come, Mohammed, let's
You
go, bro.
can
He wants answers from different people who within their remit
Can a
is
person-
unanswerable.
Why are you all shouting?
There you go.
Why can't you have a
Because you can't
conversation?
hear. Your ears are
Why
blocked
can't you have a
wax.
conversation?
We are. Your ears are blocked
Why are you
wax.
shouting?
Why are you shouting
Why
when
are
it's
you
your time
shouting?
to shout?
Why are you shouting?
You love to shout when it's your turn to
Why are
shout.
you shouting?
You love to shout when it's
Now
your turn
just
to shout.
notice the
You like
behaviour.
to shout when it's your turn to shout.
Notice the behaviour.
Let's get.
Notice the bad manners.
Let's see the decibel levels
So
in the
I'll
microphone
ask you the
attached.
question.
You just.
So my question is,
When you're getting
does
answered, you might
Allah-
not like it.
You're being rude to him.
I don't care what your,
doesn't
what your
care
opinion
about being
is.
rude.
What's
I
your
don't care what your
So
opinion
the question is, does Allah own
You
everything?
love to pluck words out of people's
Yes, of
mouths.
course. Allah know everything.
No. I didn't say no. I said own.
What is different?
Own. Possess.